How do we know when to rest in the Lord? Coming up next on Pastor Bob Daily. We talk about resting in the Lord all the time, and we don't really understand what that means. You know, an interesting place to start would be at the very beginning in Genesis. God created the world in 6 days, and it says at the seventh day, in the seventh day, he rested. Now, we have this picture of God sitting in this huge, you know, reclining chair in heaven and putting up his feet and saying, "Phew, that was a lot of work. I'm done." That's not what happens. God doesn't get tired. He doesn't have to rest physically like that. Resting means that he realized that he put everything in motion and there was nothing left to do. That's great, isn't it? And what does that mean to you and I? Well, it means that he already has everything taken care of. At the beginning of the world, he rested because everything was set in motion. All of those things that have happened in the past, he set in motion. Those things that are happening today, he set in motion. Those things that will happen in our future, he set in motion. Done deal. It's interesting, isn't it? Because we have this idea that things are still kind of being formulated and all of that, and it really isn't true. God knows a little more than that, and again, he doesn't operate in time and space. Now, I'm not going to try to figure that out with you, because that's a difficult concept. But it just means that time isn't important to him, and he doesn't really use it. So he created time and space for us to move around in, but he doesn't move around in the same way. Does that make sense? So how do we know when to rest in the Lord? That's the question that I'm asked here. How do you know when? Well, folks, always. That really is the right answer. Always. We think that resting in the Lord means that we just get so tired and then all of a sudden we gotta sit back and rest in the Lord. That's not what it means at all. You know, resting in the Lord means every day that I realize that he rested because he's finished. He rested because he already made a way for me. He rested because he already knows the future and he knows what's going to happen. It's like Jesus in the boat with his disciples, and the water is splashing in and the storm is going on, and the disciples saying, "Lord, how can you sleep at a time like this? You should save us." And Jesus just kind of woke up a little bit and said, "Okay, calm down, waves, storm." Storm stopped. And he looked at them and he said, why were you concerned? Why do you have such little faith?" In other words, I already had it taken care of. How do you rest in the middle of the storm? Because you know what's going to happen. You know the end of the story. It's a good deal, isn't it? But you see, that's the kind of rest that Christ is talking about. It's the kind of rest that the Bible talks about when it tells us to rest in the Lord. Rest in the Lord because he already has everything taken care of, and it's been taken care of for a very long time. He took care of it early, and now he just enjoys his relationship with you. It's already set. It's already prepared. It's already finished. Kick back and enjoy. Pretty cool, isn't it? Now, I understand it's not quite that simple for you and I. We struggle with that, don't we? And there are some times when I say, "Lord, the waves are getting big. The storm is overpowering me." And God says, "You know, this didn't get by me. I understand what's going on. I'm going to see you through no matter what." And the great thing is this, folks. I may not know what's going to happen today and tomorrow, but I always know the end of the story, and I know where I'm going to spend eternity. And so whether I live or die, I know where I'm going. That's good, isn't it? God bless you. Have a great day.